I want to welcome everybody to today's game. We are hosting the Auburn University at Montgomery Warhawks. Tucker Smith in there to pitch, facing Quintarius Arrington. I'm Scott Westbrook, and we've got Ryan Young here.
Good to see you again, Scott.
Thank you. I had a rough night last night. Finally got to bed.
Feel like we just left here.
That's right.
Scott, Tucker Smith on the mound leads the Peach Belt with a 1.64 ERA.
Look out.
Tucker Smith's pitched 66 innings on the year. Has had an awesome year so far for the Hurricanes. Trying to find Tucker's record.
Foul ball.
Tucker is 6
did you see
on
that?
the year. I did not. I was looking at the stats.
It hit the fence at the apartment and knocked one of the boards off.
Well, the Turtons can go spend some money on that fence.
We've seen one go in the dumpster and one knock a board off this year. And just like that, Tucker Smith sends Mr. Arrington a long walk to the dugout.
So Tucker's 53rd strikeout on the year. He's only walked 7 thus far this season. So Tucker is, like I said, off to a great start. We talked to Coach McDonald a little bit. You know, we talked the last night about us having 5 games this week. We do have Tucker, who is our ace for Georgia Southwestern. We'll probably be seeing a couple of our weekend starters. I've been told that they may push the game back to Friday, Saturday, so that will play a part in how long they probably let Tucker and some of these other guys go. Today is Tucker's normally would be his bullpen day, so that's probably why he's on the mound today. So he's going to treat this as a live bullpen. So
Sage Smelly, junior from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, stands in there, hits a line drive to center field. Hunter Foster back, calls for it, and takes it for out number 2.
Foster had the night off last night. Nursing a little sore hand, but he's back. I was told that he feels good today. We had a chat with Hunter today. Hunter said he was ready to go.
Said he rubbed some salve on it.
Rubbed a little salve.
A little mercurochrome.
Yeah, mercurochrome. I hadn't heard that word in a long time. My mama used that on us all the time.
You know, they outlawed it about 1988, 1989. I still have a jackleg bottle from those days in my drawer. Just outside the stretched arm, laying out Matthew Mamanis for that one, but that ball gets into left field for the first hit. Auburn Montgomery. Grayson Blackwell, number 40, first baseman for Auburn University Montgomery.
And, you know, watching that hit, you would think Tucker Smith would be pretty easy to hit off of, but because he throws so many strikes. But he does have 4 pitches that he can throw for strikes, so it's a lot easier maybe than it looks. Tucker's always going to be around the plate.
Looking at the lineup for Auburn Montgomery, one thing that stands out, it looks like I would guess probably 80% of their kids are JUCO transfers. Look at all the juniors and seniors on there, and when they sit there and they tell their hometowns and their previous school, this community college is they have one kid from Nuremberg, Germany.
Good gracious. I know they played baseball in Germany.
I didn't either.
Auburn Montgomery has entered the Gulf South Conference. I think they're still in their probationary period, so no postseason opportunity for those guys. We went through it when we jumped into Division II.
I think I read somewhere the young man from Germany was a cricket player.
Well, I would imagine they if you can play cricket, you ought to be able to play baseball.
Mickley was very impressed with that stat that I just made up on the fly.
He's looking it up as we speak.
Another line drive to center field. Hunter Foster charged it at first and stepped back. Sun must have gotten his eye. We got to play at the plate.
Had a chance right there. Foster misjudged that ball right off the bat. He was coming in to catch that ball, but that ball was hit a little harder than he thought and got some leather on it, but unfortunately dropped the ball out in center field to score earn run.
Makes the score 1-0. Auburn Montgomery over our Hurricanes in the top of the first inning. Tucker Smith gets ready to deliver to Jonathan Brandt. Brandt from Homewood, Illinois. Senior, 180 pounds, 6'2". Ball one makes the count 1-1 with 2 outs.
You know, I know Tucker approaches every game like he should to try to be as focused as he can, but pitching these games knowing you're not going to pitch the whole game, I mean, it's kind of a different mindset, really. But he does a good job of always staying focused. But it is, I mean, some of these guys are in roles, you know, today that coming out of the bullpen, another starter will come out of the bullpen. And it's just a little bit different mentality. But
Brandt took the last pitch for strike number 2. Counts 1-2. 2 outs. Runner at second. Ball 2 away.
And Donaldson's going to get some work in the bullpen. And it's not based on Tucker's performance. It's just they're going to cut him short of innings today.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that wraps up the top of the first. Hurricanes come up to bat, down 1-0. Jason Beta stands in there to face Flowers, the pitcher for the
Beta
Warhawks.
comes in hitting 243, I think, or 8, 248 on the season. I was just giving some strict instructions that we got to pick it up. We don't have but 31 listeners.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
Before they fire us, call your friends. I'm sure Mr. Mamonis is number 31. He was probably number 1.
Well, you saw last night, late last night I decided
Boy,
hot
Beta.
shot up the middle just outside the diving shortstop, Brent.
So,
I shared it on Facebook. Some of my friends went, oh, Scott's on the air.
My gosh.
We better get on there. He's liable to say something.
I know my wife's in Savannah today, so.
Say hey to her.
Hey, Mandy. I love you, babe. Glad you're tuning in to us.
My wife is at church giving me a hard time. We
love her, too.
She's Shiite Baptist.
Shiite Baptist. Why, because you're missing church?
Well, she's just real hard shell for her, but that's okay. I'm glad she is. Keeps me in line. Strike one from Flowers.
We got the How you say your name?
Westbrook with a K and a B and a R, double O.
I'm telling you, I feel like you did starting the game.
Yeah,
yesterday.
A little sluggish.
For you new listeners, Scott just rolled in from Colorado, and he was a little bit
sluggish,
cloudy-eyed.
Little rusty.
A little rusty. He's crisp today, though. See if Coach McDonald's got anything going on here.
That umpire is very emphatic with his strike three call. Leaves no doubt. Jamar steps in there, one out. Runner at first. Itching to get a big hit.
Scott, what we failed to talk about last night, we kind of got carried away. I know the game got a little out there, but I want to give Peyton Sales a compliment to come into a game like that when we're down that much and really coming in and saving our bullpen, cleaned it up for us, did a fantastic job coming in, and that's obviously hard to do too. So kudos to Peyton Sales. McDonald complimented how proud he was to come in and do that too. So
he came in a tough situation and did some great mop-up work. Martin, our right fielder, has worked the pitcher to a 2-0 count.
Scott, we got 2 new subscribers.
Look out, Katie bar the door. We got room for some more though. Welcome Connor Dude and Dylan Berkeley and Call Sign Gunny.
Good gosh, I mean, we hope you're listening and tuned in to us.
I need to figure out how to advertise our broadcast. I told you I have a YouTube video that has over 130,000 views.
Put it on there.
I don't know how to advertise. I don't know how to monetize it. It's just, just out there, folks watching it, and I can't. If I could direct them to us, I figure out a way to do that. Foul ball.
I figure
left field bullpen.
If we keep doing this, I'm satisfied we'll get with the controversy that you and I are going to create.
Yes.
We may go viral one day.
Well, I did last night. I'm always trying to make this better. So I went home last night and tried to listen to some other broadcasts while I did a little bit of work at my desk last night. And I picked up UNLV and UC Riverside. Foul ball. Oh, man. Oh. It liked to slipped up, but he caught it anyway.
A circus catch.
Sure was. Sure was. Hunter Foster steps in there after a night off. But I noticed UC Riverside and UNLV. UNLV has 2,100 subscribers. How many viewers they had for last night's game? 51.
51.
About like what we had.
Yeah.
It was just not a good night for YouTube baseball, I don't think.
It was here. We had plenty of listeners.
We did. We had 52, 53 at some time. So,
Go suck it, UNLV.
Yeah, that's right. They had one guy, bless him, trying to do it by himself. I felt no, he was struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling.
We don't have the Westbrook.
He had a better firm grasp of the English language than you and I do, but other than that, a firm grasp of humor he lacked.
Your vernacular is pretty good, though, Scott.
Well, I make up words. If I can say a word, it's a word. That's the way I look at it. The dictionary has not caught up to me on a lot of words. And
and we messed up. We didn't give him a word of the day down there.
No, we didn't. We did. Well, that was bad luck. So maybe we'll skip. If we skip that and they skin these jokers today, then we may have to come up with something other than the word of the day.
I'm really hoping Foster can redeem himself right here at this at-bat or sometime during the game, of course, for the uncharacteristic error he made out in center field.
Got an 0-2 count with 2 outs.
I tell you, you go down there and talk to Hunter Foster. He's always got a smile on his face. He loves it here. I talked to him, asked him how he was doing, and he really loves Georgia Southwestern.
Fly ball, right field. Right fielder takes 2 steps to his left for out number 3. Score remains 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. Here we are for the top of the second inning. Auburn Montgomery steps in there to bat. Tucker Smith still in there to pitch. Number 19, Dalton Cobb, left fielder.
Scott, it's good to know that, we got listeners out there like Mr. Mamadas is calling friends and family to give us a boost.
Awesome. We need to. Because my little Facebook share, my Facebook friends are letting me down, man. They look to me to entertain them throughout the week. The least they can do is tune in and watch me and you every once in a while.
I just don't understand it.
I think about we get an hour in the broadcast. We figured out with Alabama being on Central Time, probably they're just an hour behind us.
That's right.
About an hour behind us.
And Tucker Smith comes out here. My guess is this will be his last inning of work. Wow.
Counts 3-1. That last pitch, I'm not so sure.
Looked pretty good from here.
It did. That may get him an entry into our Regional Eye Center drawing for a gift certificate at the end of the year. Ball number 4. Got a call today from Dr. Chan 2.
Dr. 2.
From the Regional Eye Center. Apparently, from what I hear, April 29th, there will be a fundraiser going on in Americus. An Americus Got Talent fundraiser for a child. I don't know who the child is, but it's for a fundraiser for the Make-A-Wish Foundation for a local child. And they asked me to MC it.
Oh, well, good, Scott.
Well,
and you know that Georgia Southwestern and the Peach Belt are big sponsors of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It will be the fundraiser, and the Americus Has Talent, or how I'm not sure what they're going to call it, is going to be here on campus. They're going to have it here on campus.
I'm shocked you're emceeing it instead of singing in that.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably how they're keeping me from singing in it.
So they went ahead and asked you to MC it.
But I'm subject to spin a rhyme and start spitting some of my mixtape. High foul ball. Jacob Harrell gets under it, calls it for out number 1.
Good job, Harrell. I know Harrell. I didn't talk to Harrell. He was out warming up Tucker. I wanted to see how sore his legs were from last night.
He had it
around
rough
back there, getting up and down. They did end up subbing in. He's young, though. He can handle it.
I'm surprised he didn't come out with a hockey stick today.
Take his goalie in a lot down.
He was.
So, yes, Scott, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, we always raising money, during basketball season, especially for that. And I don't know, we typically do pretty good with that, don't we, Keith? As far as in the Peach Belt, I know it's a competition amongst. We had the greatest game last year in the Peach Belt. So, what a great charity that is, though, and for those kids who need help that are
faced with some serious health issues.
Absolutely.
Zach Feaster, freshman from Beauregard, Alabama. Beauregard High School steps in there. Got a 1-1 count. Tucker Smith checks the runner at first. I have been to Beauregard High School.
Where haven't you been? Well, I know where you hadn't been. Tate, Georgia.
I have not been. I think I have. I think I have been to Tate. I just can't remember. But I was a high school referee, football referee. Ground ball to our shortstop. Mamadas picks it up, fires to first base for out number 2.
Good play there. Mamadas was going to cover the bag or headed over that way to back up the bag anyway. Had to go to his left and then came back to his right in the hole to make that play. Strong throw over to first base. I'm sure Mr. Mamadas smiled after that play.
That goes without saying. Number 6, Harrison Morris steps in. Second baseman.
You need to put your hat back on. I can't look at that haircut. I'm just kidding, Mix.
Morris is from Opelika, Alabama. But no, I've been to Beauregard. I refereed high school football when my wife was at Auburn University, Auburn.
And she went to Auburn?
That's where she got her master's. She got her master's. We lived over there in married housing.
What'd she get a master's in, like a couple of weeks?
Yeah, it took a little while. Communication disorder. She's a speech therapist. So
oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not one of her case studies or shining examples of her handiwork, but –
not anymore. She straightened you out.
Well, that's right. Ooh, I'm telling you what.
He's got a tight strike zone.
Well, at times. It's flexible.
Want to say hello to Tucker Smith's family. I don't think they're here. I'm sure they're watching Tucker and listening. I hope our man, Mr. Al up in New York's tuning in to us too. If you are, hello. Alumni here at Georgia Southwestern, baseball player in the 70s. Bonaguru, is that his name? Mr. Al, I'm sorry. I know you, Mr. Al. I could call him Big Al now. Keith Micklig says hello if you're listening, Mr. Al. Fantastic guy.
Foster under and takes it for out number 3. 1, 2. Well, no, it wasn't 1, 2, 3, but we got 3 outs that inning.
We did get 3. That's why they're walking off the field. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Leading off for the Hurricanes in the bottom of the second, our shortstop, number 7, Matthew Mamadas.
And, Scott, I know our watchers and listeners didn't see it, but, you know, we had a little love given out there on the field where the Auburn Montgomery coach and the umpire were hugging.
That umpire, the field umpire.
And I know folks don't take us serious sometimes, but I'm as serious as I can be.
It got PG-13.
It really did. So I don't know if it's a family reunion or I don't know if they play ball together. I have no idea.
What about the umpire out there, the field umpire? He looks like he has won our Thurston McCracken look-alike contest.
Well, God bless him.
Yeah, that's it. It could be Thurston out there for all we know.
Could be. He's a man of many disguises.
Mamadas got a 1-1 count. Flowers fouled away, makes it 1-2.
We have our new soccer coach in here eating something, watching baseball. I'm not sure.
He found the
what he's
concession
eating.
stand. We have yet to find
A whole
it.
bowl of spaghetti. I want to see if he eats this whole thing. It looks like it weighs 3 pounds.
It will after he finishes. Foul ball. You know, last night we took a foul ball to the top of our tent here, and the structural integrity has been compromised, if you've noticed that.
Well,
with a little crack up there.
You know, with our facility here, I had been requesting a skylight.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got it.
So we have one now.
Our graphics that Brian's been throwing up between innings. Notice that McDonald's, one of our sponsors. After I left the game last night, I ate at McDonald's.
Yeah, so thank you, McDonald's, for sponsoring GSW Athletics. And I'm sure whatever they paid for their sponsorship, they got it all back with you going to eat.
Well, let me tell you, I go in there with the app and hard ground ball hit and fielded by the shortstop, fired to the first baseman for out number 1.
Now batting number 25, Bo Halcomb.
Bo Halcomb, our left fielder, steps in there with 1 out to face Flowers. Line drive, left fielder. Cobb underneath it, takes it for out number 2. Bradley Huff steps in there. Itching to start a 2-out rally.
Be nice. Looked like Huff, that ball was a little bit outside. Looked like he was reaching for it a little bit. Just stay with that a little bit. Go go up the middle or the other way. Looked like he was reaching a little bit, though, but he made solid contact.
Want to give a shout-out to Thurston McCracken. He's watching at home. He's one of our viewers.
He is. Oh, McCracken.
We'll have to get a close-up of the field umpire and see if Thurston notices a family resemblance.
We'll talk to Hallie.
See what she can make that happen.
Hallie's working camera number 1 behind home plate. She does a fantastic job back there with that camera work. She doesn't miss a thing. She did miss, however. We're going to have to give her an earpiece so she can hear us. But we talk loud enough where most everybody can hear us.
Line drive, center field, base hit. Bo Halcomb. Oh, correction, that's Bradley Huff. That's Bradley Huff. I'm sorry.
Now batting number 22, Jamison Wilkes.
Huff, our first baseman, starts a two-out rally, as I called when he went up to bat.
I'll tell you what, it could be scary.
Jamison Wilkes, number 22, our third baseman, digs in, ready for the pitch from Flowers.
Wilkes comes in batting 190 on the year.
You know I'm in the
work on that.
Oh, well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I apologize. You know I'm in the Easter play at Central Baptist Church, Ryan. I've missed a couple of practices last night and tonight, so I'm kind of on the director's bad side.
Just ad lib.
Well, I want to invite everybody to foul ball.
Good call by the home plate umpire.
To our Easter play. I've got a pretty important role.
Let me hear it.
Well, I'm sure there's some theologians in our audience. There's a part in the Bible in which I come walking into the city during the time of the crucifixion, and many people are waving palm fronds or palm leaves or whatever as I walk in the city. That's a pretty important role.
That is a very important role.
A lot of people confuse my role. Drop third strike for out. I'll be able to tell everybody what my role is after.
Yeah, and just so you know, there's 3 outs. That's why they're running off
I
the
think
field
I appreciate
again. NLV.
Now batting number 4, Quintarius Arlington.
Top of the lineup, Arrington steps in there to face our new pitcher, Jared Donaldson.
Donaldson steps in with a 7.52 ERA on the year. He has pitched 26 1/3 innings thus far on the season.
Ball one low. But I was telling people, you know, my part in the Easter, it's called Day He Wore My Crown. And my role is I come into the city and everybody's waving palm fronds or whatever you call them, palm leaves. I'm the donkey Jesus is riding in on.
That don't surprise me a bit.
I'm channeling the donkey from Shrek as kind of the character.
Are you painting yourself green?
I might. Well, the donkey wasn't green. Hit by a pitch with a 2-0 count. Puts him on base, Mr. Arrington. Number 17, Sage Smelly.
And Scott, during our break, we had a picture of our new indoor hitting facility and locker room up, and part of that, to pay for that, we'd like everybody to come watch our balls drop out of a helicopter on May the 10th at our Hailstorm party.
It's going to be a big old
and
party.
And we'd encourage everybody to come to buy a golf ball. So
R3. Nobody has taken us up on the offer. If they buy 3, they get to do it. Or is it 3 or 5 if they get whatever?
I'll tell you, Leon Holloway bought Gatewoods bought a sponsorship and Cousins Catering, and he will actually be Cousins Catering will be catering that event. So
look out.
Leon, as always, is a huge supporter of Georgia Southwestern. Ooh. Good throw down there by Harold, just a little late as the runner slides under the tag with a head-first slide under Beta's glove.
Arrington gets his first stolen base of the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on second, nobody out.
And again, we talked about it last night. Coach McDonald keeps up with these free bases. That obviously was earned to get to second base, but we gave him a free bag there at first, and he preaches on these free bases, not giving up free bases for our opponents, which is obviously common sense, but he tracks it.
Square into bunt. Then pulls it back and swings foul ball.
Down there around the Saxby's foul pole, F-O-W-L. You eat a lot of Zaxby's? I do. I like I like the blue.
I get the house salad, no tomatoes, ranch dressing. That's my order at Zaxby's.
Kind of counteracts with that ranch dressing.
That's it.
South.
And then
Mike
I go to
Leader
Dairy
always
Queen.
gives me a hard time going in Chick-fil-A, getting a healthy salad and just dumping ranch all over it.
Well, you know.
To each their own.
That's right. Because then if I eat something like that, then I can go to Dairy Queen afterwards.
Yeah.
With my buffet pants.
Oh, you got special pants for? Oh yeah,
I'm
kind of wearing
all?
them today. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Little elastic band around there.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what I did. You know, I had to go over to Lumpkin, look at a job today, and stop back through in Plains.
Oh,
and got me a peanut butter ice cream.
Did you put some of the peanuts, the free peanuts on there?
No, I didn't. I figured that'd be
you dieting.
Overkill. Yeah, I'm just trying to watch a little bit. So
ball 4.
So 2 base on balls already this inning with no outs. Donaldson needs to buckle down here.
The right fielder, number 25, Matt Zelenko.
Coach Lamoth making a slow walk out to the mound to hopefully settle Donaldson down. And with Donaldson out there, we'll take a short break. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
After the mound visit, Ryan's going to give us a little bit of what he thinks that the coach said.
Although the visit was long, my guess is the message was throw strikes.
Much like I
not
tell
that Donaldson's not trying to do that. I mean, but you see how easy it is right there, Sky.
It's like we tell our 12-year-olds.
I don't know why Lamoth didn't tell him that before he came out of the bullpen.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If that's all it took.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, give that speech. You know, I need to talk to him. But next time I have him over at the house, I'm going to encourage him to give that speech.
Save us a mound visit.
Yeah, there you go. Save us a trip. I told you last night I had Lamoth over. We ate some boudin sausage and some hot wings the other night.
Where'd you
Watched a
score
little
those?
basketball, huh?
Good. Where'd you score those?
M&T Meats in Hawkinsville, buddy.
Mm.
And so Lamoth had never had boudin sausage, and I had some extra and let him take it over as they're going to square around and try to move to run good break there for the Hurricanes. Got 2 strikes on the hitter. But Lamoth and I had some good conversation.
Good. Is his bride gone back to Wisconsin?
Yep, and we talked about her a little bit, and he is I told him I was very impressed with his salesmanship, because there's no way he gets her without that salesmanship he's got.
Hopefully she doesn't have her cataract surgery until after the wedding.
Well, she is a dental hygienist. She may change. We may need to encourage her to go see Regional Line. I'm just kidding. I know Miss Lamoth. Listen, he's a good-looking guy. But he does know what boudin sausage is now. He didn't know what it was.
I got some people commenting on my I posted on Facebook a while ago. I guess Mr. Eddie Davis in Butler may be listening. He's putting some questions in that he wants us to comment on during the broadcast.
Well, we love participation. And Mr. Mamatis and Mandy, if y'all want to hear us, if y'all want us to answer any questions that you might not know about us.
Why don't we do that? The next broadcast, I'll put it on Facebook, and we will take questions that people pose on Facebook on my page.
Absolutely. Or we make it get Keith to post some on our.
That's true. Yeah,
GSW.
the GSW.
Hit up the middle.
They could directly message us through the YouTube event. That's what Keith says, as the second run scores and crosses the plate for the Warhawks.
Now batting number 40, Grayson Blackwell.
Solanco hit a hot shot straight up the middle, right over second base for a single. Runners on first and second. Arrington comes in to score. Score is 2-0 at the top of the third inning.
That's the first earned run given up by the Hurricanes tonight.
And remember, Mr. Arrington, he got hit by a pitch and then stole second.
Like I said, those free bases, they come back to haunt you from time to time.
I'm no baseball expert, as many of our listeners know, but I'm just going to go off on a limb and say that Auburn, Montgomery, Warhawks need to work on their bunting skills.
Well, I was about to make a comment about that.
I believe they want to catch the ball with the bat. Isn't that the secret, Ryan, or what is it?
Pretty much. He's trying to bunt this ball down the third baseline.
He's not really your stereotypical bunter. Oh, well, look at there. Look at that. That's what we deserve that.
We ate our own words right there. So
man.
Auburn Montgomery's laughing at us right now. So
I know. See, that's the kind of controversy we need to get viewers, though.
So a good bunt, a little misplayed there by Donaldson. He was headed to first base. Got to bounce off the mound and get that ball. But looks like Coach McDonald's going to make a pitching change. We're in the top of the third inning. It's Auburn Montgomery 2-0. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network. We'll be back in just a few.
In the pitch for the Hurricanes, Cole Garrett, Nashville, Georgia, Berrien County High School. Also played a little stint at Abraham Baldwin Agriculture College.
Cole comes in with a 9.64 ERA, 23 and a third inning. Pitched thus far on the season. Got ducks on the pond for Auburn Montgomery.
No outs, bases loaded.
Or should I say Warhawks on the pond?
Yes.
What is a Warhawk?
You know, I've been curious to that because, you know, North Georgia is they're the Nighthawks. North Georgia girls lost in the Elite Eight last night.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yeah, they did. I just saw it on my friend's Facebook page last night. Counts 1-1. Batter Jonathan Brent, the shortstop for Auburn University Montgomery. Jacob tried to hold that one for a minute, let the umpire make sure he didn't see the same thing that we saw. Counts 2-1.
I'm not sure, Keith. Are you doing what time are we going to get to the seventh inning tonight? I guess not.
Turn that back up next week. It was a pretty quiet, slow arriving crowd. Yeah. They would have missed the chance to sign up.
What night is Keith Micklig bobblehead? When is that?
Well, it's coming soon.
Okay. I was wondering when we're going to do that.
I've already got a request for 10 bobbleheads already.
Good. Nina.
Farm Credit could probably be a good sponsor for that.
You know, you would think, but reality suggests otherwise. They, I've never known them to sponsor a bobblehead night.
Dadgummit.
Base hit, right field.
They're going to try Jamar's arm.
And 2-run score on that hit.
And a heads-up play by Cole Garrett to get that back there and back up the catcher.
Runner advanced. It was a single. The runner advanced on the throw. Runners at second and third. Score now 4-0. Warhawks over the Hurricanes.
We have played Auburn Montgomery once already at their place this year, where I think the score was 7-4, 7-3. The Auburn Montgomery won that ball game, and I don't think we mentioned, but Auburn Montgomery comes in with a 15-14 record. One of those wins are against our Hurricanes.
Two balls, no strikes. To Dalton Cobb, the left fielder for the Warhawks. Strike one. Counts 2-1. Ryan, got a good crowd here for Wednesday night. Sunny but cool.
It is a little chilly. I think high 60s maybe first pitch. Wind blowing. That breeze, the wind's been blowing pretty bad all day long, pretty brisk.
Blowing from left to right, according to the flag in center field.
So what'd you go home and eat last night, Scott?
I had McDonald's on the way home.
Oh, yeah, you said that already.
I did. I had McDonald's and maybe a Little Debbie or two.
Little Debbie. Did you eat a Big Mac?
I had a Big Mac meal. I did.
Do you get full after a Big Mac meal?
Believe it or not, I do. Yeah, I mean, you know, was there?
I think we fouled one off our ankle or something.
Okay.
So the umpire's giving him time to walk it off.
Okay. But yeah, I had the
Big
Mac.
smarts when you hit it off your shin or your ankle. You see a lot of these guys wearing shin guards and stuff. That's why.
I'll give you a little parenting pearl of wisdom, Ryan. Your children are getting about the age, not quite yet, but, you know, when they hit 12 or 13.
I got one that's 14.
14. Oh, okay, all right. Are they starting to argue with you a little bit, not believe what you say?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When a child gets to be 12 to about 18 years old, you transcend from a parent to a consultant. They really decide if they're going to take what you tell them or not. So in order to cut down the friction in your family, when they argue with you or want to argue with you, and you know you're 100% right, bet them. Say, I'll bet you. And then when they lose a few of those bets, make the consequence real embarrassing to them, and they can do it to you too because you know you're going to win. Dalton Cobb takes a long walk to the dugout after the strikeout.
Now batting number 11.
Out number 1, we needed that one.
So do you have a for instance?
Yes, I do. The Big Mac story is what made me think of it. One time my son, his friend, my son who's 22 now, was about 12, and he and his friend, I took him to McDonald's one night, and he wanted me to order for him. He wanted me to order him a Big Mac, no tomatoes. And I said, son, I've been eating Big Macs since they came in styrofoam containers. I know they don't have tomatoes. Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Daddy. Ball 1, low and away. And so I said, I'll bet you. And we got in there, and I won that bet. And I'm telling you, it was a paradigm shift in our parenting, father-son relationship. You've got to just sit there. Don't argue with them. Just bet them. And you do it 2 or 3 times, and they get embarrassed. They won't argue with you quite as much. That's free.
Well, I appreciate that advice. And, hey, unlike these kids, I'll heed that advice.
Beta fields it, fires to first for out number 2. Runner from third advances to score the 5th run of the game. Scores 5-0.
Zach Feaster.
We got 50 people watching. We'd like to thank all 50 of you. If you have more than one device in your house, watch us on 2 different.
Yeah, like Mr. Mamadas.
Watch us on your television screen and every cell phone in your house.
We have a listener, shortstop Matthew Mamadas' dad. He's got a TV in every room in the house. He says he's just not leaving us, Scott.
I'll tell you what, if we had a few more fans like him, we could sell some advertising space.
We probably could. We hate he's not here at the game with us.
Strike 1, count 1-1, 2 outs. Runner at third. Cole Garrett.
Come on, Cole.
It could not be a more perfect evening for baseball.
It is beautiful out here.
Cool, crisp, sunny. If we could just put some runs on that scoreboard.
A lot of baseball left, Scotty.
Oh, yeah. Do you get the McDonald's app? Do you have the McDonald's app on your phone, Ryan?
Not yet.
Hot shot.
Good play by Wilkes.
Wilkes fires at first for out number 3, and that'll wrap us up for the top of the 3rd inning. We'll be back with the Canes up to bat.
You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Jacob Harrell stands in there, ready to face Flowers. Bottom of the third inning. Swing and a miss, strike one to Harrell. Line drive high to the center fielder.
Right to him. Yep. Harrell's been on top of. I mean, he had a good hit last night.
You want something to drink? I'm gonna hit the concession stand at the softball complex. Yeah, want something to drink? They got soda, Powerade, water.
Just water's fine. Thank you. Keith Micklig running over to the concession stand at the softball field, going to get me a bottle of water. I'll need that, you know.
And I bet he'll drop $5 in the plate.
He is a generous soul.
Ooh. Micklig is about as nice as they come. Hard-working fellow.
Jason Beta, our leadoff batter, steps in there, fouls the ball down to the right field bullpen.
We got to get something going here, Scotty.
Man, I'm telling you. Ball one. I don't really want to drive any of our viewers away or scold them, but I think they thought I was kidding when I said a while ago to get some other devices and get out, because we still at 50. Just get some stereo sound going. Ball foul, hits off the rolled tarp in the left field. Beta's 1-2. We have one out. Auburn University Montgomery, 5 runs on 4 hits, have no errors. Georgia Southwestern, 0 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. 1 error in the first inning that got Tucker Smith his unearned run. Swing, strike 3.
Now batting number 26, Devin Shea.
Devin Shea, number 26, stepping in there. Devin Shea from Sacramento, California, grounds out to the second baseman for out number 3, and that'll get us to go to the top of the 4th inning with the Hurricanes down 5-0.
Batting number 6, Harrison Morris.
Number 6, Harrison Morris, stands in there.
And Scott, that last half inning was pretty quick for the Hurricanes.
I want you to look who's calling me.
Well, tell Ty Turner we don't have time to be talking. We're trying to work.
I know. I figured he told on himself. He's not watching his daughter's handy camera work nor our play-by-play.
I don't understand it. Is he waiting on an appraisal or something?
No. I called him earlier today about something unrelated.
Yeah, and he's got his son-in-law announcing over here.
That's right. See, Ty just told on himself right there, calling right in the middle of the baseball game. Your daddy just tried to call. Okay, we better get back to what we're doing now.
Get back to work. Let's get back to work. Ty threw us off.
He did. He messed us up. We lost our mojo. Counts 1-2.
Get over here, Mamadas.
Mamadas backhands it.
Oh, what a play on both ends of that right there, Scott. Mamadas went deep into the hole, had a very long throw from short back in the hole. And what a way to dig it out.
Bradley Huff. Thurston McCracken rung him up for us.
Oh, Thurston McCracken did it.
Harrington steps in there.
Did Thurston ever let you know what relation are he and Donnie?
You'll have to ask him. I don't know. That's a sensitive subject.
Well, I hate to be.
A baseball appeared out of nowhere. You see it rolling around in front of you?
I see it. I tell you, what a play, though, by Mamadas right there and Bradley Huff over there at first base.
Backhanding, having a throw on the run. Harrington swinging for the Chick-fil-A. Strike one.
Now Mamadas has played closer to center field, closer to second base, more up toward the middle as looks at a drag bunt.
One ball, two strikes. Harrington was one that got hit by the pitch and stole the base and came around and scored the first run of that 4-run third inning. I'd like to send him back to the dugout if we could. He's their leadoff batter. Seems to be a spark plug for the team. Full count. We have plateaued at 50 viewers, Ryan.
Well, we'll get there.
I know. We have almost as many as UNLV had last night for their game. Foul ball. Lands in the street. Rolls to the bathrooms. Arrington faces another full count.
I bet my daughter's about to tune in. She wants to know what inning we're in. So I told her to tune in. I'm not giving her the easy route.
Don't. I mean, you know, it's tough love.
Yeah. Get foul.
I don't know.
Wow, drew chalk down there,
yes,
Scott.
Yes, sure did. And
he's got great wheels.
He sure does. It was close play, but still, yeah, I had a feeling that one was going to fall.
So you couldn't draw it up better than that if you Auburn Montgomery to get a base hit down the left field line.
2-out double. Sage Smelly.
Is there only one out?
Yeah, 1 out. Did I say 1 out? What did I say? 2 outs?
2 out.
Oh, I thought I said 1 out double. My bad.
But you probably see the future here.
Well, I think we'll see. Strike one, Sage Smelly from Tuscaloosa,
Did you bring warmer clothes tonight, Scott?
I'm right here. Look here. We'll have matching shirts on for the end of the night.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our friends at Adidas.
Of course, I have a logo sewn on mine. I've been a little more proactive than you have.
Yeah, I know, but I don't make those appraisers. You know how they are. They make a lot more money than this air conditioning folks.
Mm-hmm. That's your tale. I sit on mine. Mamadas fields it. Fires to first, like I said. 2 outs. Advances the runner Arrington, makes it to third base.
Now batting number 25, Matt Zelinka.
Matt Zelenko digs in there with 2 outs and another run 90 feet away, so we really need to retire Mr. Zelenko.
And Scott?
Yes.
Got one of my couple of my favorite people. Of course, one, my father-in-law, Sparky Reeves, his 70th birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Mr. Sparky.
Alumni of Georgia Southwestern.
All right.
Emery Parker turned 50 today.
Just 50.
Just 50.
Fly ball, right field. I believe Jamar caught that one for out number 3, and that will retire the inning. The half of the inning will Canes come up in the bottom of the 4th, down 5-0. Mr. Flowers. Mr. Flowers has been a pretty efficient pitcher so far for Auburn University Montgomery. Hopefully we'll help him slip up a little bit in this 4th inning. Jamar leading us off. Hopefully be a spark plug for the Hurricanes. Low ball 1.
Ripped.
Jamar with a leadoff single takes a turn at first, comes right on back.
And Scott, during the innings, Coach McDonald had them huddled up in there, as he does from time to time, keeping these guys focused on what their role is.
You got to like the 3 batters we got starting off this inning with Jamar and Hunter Foster and Matthew Mamadas.
Sure. But Scott, as I was saying when we were going off there, I do want to wish my 2 buddies happy birthday.
Emery just 50.
Just 50. And both of those 2 gentlemen have had heart surgery.
Really? Yeah, I'm due one myself.
I hope not.
That's another base hit.
Attaboy Foster.
Jamar on his horse, takes a turn, stands up at third.
Now batting number 7, Matthew Mamadas.
Matthew Mamata steps in there with runners on the corner, no outs.
Good piece of running by Jamar right there. The play's in front, almost in front of him. He's looking over his shoulder a little bit. Typically you pick up the third base coach on that, but good piece of base running by Jamar, knowing he was going to get to third base. And a good hit by Foster. So no out, Scott. Got something cooking here, buddy, with Mamadas up. Oh.
6-4-3, but scores us a run.
They had him played perfectly, and Mamadas hit a hard ground ball to shortstop.
That shortstop was playing towards second. He
hit
really
it right
was.
to him.
Yep.
They had him charted
normal.
well.
Yeah, normally that would have been right up the middle for a base
Right
hit.
up the middle. And, Scott, you know, with these games being on YouTube now, I know some coaches do like to take these games down. I doubt Auburn Montgomery's gone back. They may have and looked at some of these guys hit. I know we've played them once, but that gives you a little bit of opportunity in being able to watch some of these teams,
scout them,
and chart them as you watch some of these YouTube games. I mean, some coaches will take it down and don't want you getting the edge.
Get some little student interns, and that's what they can sit there and watch these games and, like you said, chart it, and sometimes can give the team a competitive edge, like maybe in that play right there.
And, of course, I know they're pitching him a certain way, and that's probably why they had him shaded over that way. But Mamatis hit a very hard ground ball. He runs well, but he hit the ball so hard there was no way he was going to beat that out.
No. Fly ball, second baseman calls it, hustles and catches it in fair territory for out number 3, but not before 1 run scores. Makes the score 5-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Auburn Montgomery to bat. Grayson Blackwell steps in there to lead off the inning for the Warhawks.
And, Scott, the shadows are falling over the infield right now.
Temperature's dropping.
Yep. And if you look out there at third base, you can see
Wilkes
trying to get in a shady area where he can see it. That's kind of tough to play in the infield like that when the shades kind
line
of
drive right over Mamatis' head.
Falling over the infield like that.
It is tough. Leadoff single.
Jonathan Brent.
Brant steps in there, the runner on first, nobody out.
Some of the hardest things about those shadows when I was playing, we played over at Bell Stadium, and they got that stadium behind you, and when the sun was going down, it would be in between the pitcher and home plate. So it was tough sometimes to pick that ball back up in the shadows. That's what Wilkes is kind of dealing with off the bat over there. So Harold couldn't find the handle on that one. Got away from him.
Runner advances to second.
No activity in the Hurricane bullpen.
Garrett has a 1-0 count to Brent.
The Warhawks are stirring in their bullpen.
One day we'll have a press box, and we won't know how to act when we can see down right field line.
It's going to come soon because when I hit this lottery tonight, Scott,
yes.
We will fancy this place up.
What are you going to name it? What are you going to name the press box?
I'll let them name it. I don't have to be named after me because I really probably don't want them to know where the money came from. So they can name it whatever. I'll probably name it the Scott Westbrook Hall of Fame
Center for Athletic Development and Vape Shop.
Oh, shit. Well, we don't want to pick the team up moving to Colorado.
That's exactly right. Ball 4 puts a runners at first and second with nobody out.
Dalton Cobb.
Dalton Cobb, number 19, stands in there. Cobb, the left fielder for the Warhawks. Dalton Cobb from Anniston, Alabama. Let me tell you a little bit of history of Anniston, Alabama.
Let's hear it.
It's where I got my tattoo.
I don't want to see the tattoo.
It's on my ankle. We were sitting around in Carrollton one day when, I guess, let's see, it was probably 1990, about 1990 probably. Said, let's go get tattoos. Now, tattoos weren't quite as prevalent in popular culture as they are nowadays. So we had to go to the nearest military base, and the one that we thought was the closest to us at that time was in Anniston, Alabama. And that's where we went and got our tattoos.
What does it say?
It's my fraternity letters.
Oh, yeah, I have seen your tattoo.
There you go, see. Try to pick off move. Let's see what happens. Nope. Tried to pick him off at second. Ball gets thrown around a little bit. Runners advance to second and third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. Nobody out, Ryan.
Well, the hitter was squaring around the bunt, so obviously that did him a favor. So now he's going to be swinging away.
We got 52 viewers now, so we have now exceeded UNLV's viewership from last night.
We have 6 o'clock in Alabama, so they're getting off. They're getting off work and tuning in to us probably.
5 o'clock in Alabama.
Is it 5 o'clock?
Yeah, the hour behind us.
Well, it's 7 o'clock here.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it already 7 o'clock? My goodness. Time flies when I'm with you, Ryan.
It does. We have a good time.
You know, my son, when he was a little bitty fella one time, he told his mom and I that he had to be home by 7 Central. Drop third strike, swinging. Runner advances to first. Number 40, Grayson Blackwell, who's at third, comes across home plate for the 6th run of the game for the Auburn University Montgomery Warhawks. Runners on the corner, nobody out. Hayden Friesen, the designated hitter, steps in there.
Hurricanes need to stop the bleeding in this inning.
Friesen, he's a redshirt junior from Midland City, Alabama. Friesen fouls it away for strike number 1, count 0-1. Shadows have creeped a little farther into left field. Lights are already on, Ryan.
They are.
Line drive to right center. Base hit. Runner at third advances to home for the 7th run. Have runners on the corners again with nobody out. Zach Feaster, number 22, steps in.
And the bullpen's starting to work a little faster in the Hurricane bullpen down there. Can't quite make out who that is down there. See if I can get Cole to help us out and tell us who's in the bullpen for the Hurricanes. A.J. Willie Mays Hayes is in the bullpen.
Zach Feaster listed as a utility player but playing catcher tonight.
Harrell goes out to probably allow Hayes to.
What was the umpire signaling just then? He was signaling something, 1 or 2. What was he signaling? Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I'm not sure if he's talking to the infield umpire.
He was signaling to us like in the scoring area, and then he signaled to the Hurricanes dugout.
I'm not sure what that was about. I wasn't really. I was looking.
Stop
down
the
at
game,
bullpen.
Ryan, and go
Hey,
find
give me
out,
the extra.
please.
So just hit pause.
Yeah. So, Mr. Blue, we need clarification. We have 52 viewers sitting at home
That want to
wanna
know what you're doing.
What kind of signals you've given.
Just what in the world is going on?
That's
out there?
right. We can't be left on hanging like that. We need a cowbell up here that we can make.
I got a fever.
That we can just ring and then game pause and we can holler our question out. Ball 2, low. It's amazing a utility player being a catcher, isn't it? Is that unusual or no?
Typically.
I wouldn't. You are not a catcher, right?
Pretty much. You got to be a pretty good athlete to get behind that plate and then play other positions. I know Florida State's had a couple like that, which I think Posey used to come. Plays with San Francisco now, and he used to come out and pitch. Actually, closed for Florida State.
We have a couple of players on my son's middle school team that catch and play other positions too.
You see, that's a little more predominant at that age to be able to play multiple positions. Most all these guys in college, I'm sure, has played shortstop at some point in their life.
That's right. Ball 4. We got the bases loaded with nobody out. Ryan, this is not a position you want to be in.
Nope, and Coach McDonald's seen enough, so he's going to make a call to the bullpen, and he's going to call for A.J. Hayes. So we're going to take a short break, give you folks a chance to go refill your drink and come back to see us. Well, you're listening to the Surge Sports Network. We'll let you know who's coming in to pitch after this break. So Coach McDonald goes to the bullpen. Mitch McDonald in to pitch as he walks out to some Broadway music. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. What's the name of that song? It's a new day. As a base hit out to right field, is going to score another run for Auburn Montgomery to make it 14-1.
And hitting number 18, Brandon Davies.
Brooks McDonald from George Walton Academy, Monroe, Georgia. His favorite free time activity? Netflix and chilling. That's what it says right here. He likes to play racquetball besides baseball.
Who don't like Netflix and chilling?
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite pregame routine ritual? Any superstitions? Can't step on the lines.
Curveball over, misses for ball one. Runner at first. Brooks works out of the stretch.
Brooks was up here once or twice with us this year, recovering from an injury, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Brooks hadn't seen much activity this year. I think he's only seen a third of an inning.
Wow.
But I think he was he has been hurt, obviously.
Right. Ball 3-0 count.
Starting to get chilly, Scott.
It is. I'm going to put on my jacket between innings, I believe. Brooks looks the runner back to first. Delivers. Strike one. Paints the outside corner.
Boy, ball forward. The Canes have got to stop the bleeding.
Brandon Baines was in there pinch hitting, senior from Tallahassee, Alabama. Number 27, Hunter Hillier in there, pinch hitting, infielder from Beauregard, Alabama.
Well, Scott, NIT tonight. March Madness kicks back off again tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think's going to win it all?
Oh, we got some Dukes. We got some North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Gonzaga still in it? That's who I had. Oh, yeah, and we got a LSU over here. Our
Tennessee still in it?
assistant SID is. Brian's from Louisiana, so, of course, he's got to pull for those Tiger.
Ground ball, Mamadas to Beta. 6-4-3 double play got us out of the marathon inning.
Amen. But they
Not
do
before.
push 9 across the plate, Scott.
Bottom half, Canes coming up.
So we're back. Bradley Huff to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. We've decided to give Scott a little break because he don't want to get laryngitis. He is going to be emceeing events, so I'm going to take us a little way here and pass it back to Scott. Auburn Montgomery Henderson on the mound. The pitch, swing on and miss for strike 1.
Pitcher for Auburn Montgomery, one of the few pitchers in NCAA that actually goes out and pitches with Bermuda shorts on.
There's the whine, and the pitch swung on, fouled away back to the Canes dugout. So Huff behind in the count 0-2. Down the line to left, base hit. So a good at bat by Huff as Huff makes his turn at first, and he'll hold up there.
Now batting number 22, Jamison Wilkes.
So Jamison Wilkes steps up with a runner on. And Scott, that was a good base hit down the line with 2 strikes.
You know, I gave some hitting instruction, and you were there earlier today when I was telling Hunter Foster about, you know, what to do when he got up to the plate. Jamison got up there and really got around that on that ball that I didn't even give him any instruction earlier.
See, Hunter probably told him what to do.
Probably Hunter said, "Listen, this guy right here told me something I just never thought about before."
So Henderson, the stretch, the pitch, low and away for ball 2. Scott and I never give up on these Canes. I know we're down 13 runs, but we have seen crazier things happen. We learned last night that the 5th inning is the highest scoring inning that the Hurricanes have this year. I don't have those stats in front of me tonight, but I know we have scored a pile in the 5th inning. So Wilkes will grab his bat and step back in the box with a 2-1 count. Wilkes. The pitch, fastball, missed inside for ball 3.
Wilkes kept that elbow in there just in case that ball.
Tailing in on him, he'll take a base like that.
Oh, yes.
We need all the base runners we can get. The stretch from Henderson, the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. Had to run the count full on Wilkes. Henderson checks the runner at first. The stretch, the pitch, low and away for ball 4. So just like that, Scott, we got something working.
And shading number 32, Kobe Hall.
So Kobe Hall will enter the game for Jacob Harrell.
Kobe Hall from Lake Park, Georgia, Lowndes County High School.
Swung on, fouled away. Kobe got a little action last night as he relieved Jacob after his duties last night. Kobe has a chance to push some runs across. Got no outs. Runners on first and second. 0-1 pitch to Kobe Hall. The stretch. On the way. Swung on, missed for strike 2. So Bradley Huff reached on the 0-2 pitch. So see if Kobe can do the same. The stretch. Pitch low and away for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Swung on, the catcher hangs on to it for strike 3. So Colby's out on strikes. Brings us back to the top of the lineup with Jason Beta. Go ahead, Scott.
Micah Henderson, right-handed pitcher, Prattville, Alabama, 6'3", 155.
What year is he?
He's a junior.
Still plenty of time to put on weight.
And Wallace Community College in Selma, you know, so many of these, like I said, JUCO transfers on this team.
Fastball in there to Beta for strike 1. Beta hits from the left-hand side of the plate. Is a switch hitter for the Hurricanes. Beta's had most of his success from the left-hand side of the plate this year. Missed inside for ball 1. See that catcher setting up on the outside part of the plate. Henderson just missed his spot. I wished he'd have missed somewhere down the middle so Beta get a hold of that one. Beta can hit the ball out the ballpark. A lot of power from the left-hand side does Beta. Swung on, fouled back here for strike 2. So we got 1 out, runners on first and second.
Jason Beta tied for second in the Peach Belt with 3 triples.
Henderson looks in for the sign. To stretch the pitch. Swung on for strike 3. Down goes Beta on a swing and miss.
Devin Shea.
So Shea steps in up to the plate. Had a chance to talk with Shea down there earlier today. Great kid. Think he comes from California, Sacramento, right?
Mm-hmm.
As he swings and misses the first pitch. You been doing turkey hunting, Scott?
I have. Well, I have not actually. My son went over the weekend, but I did not. I got a little lazy here these past few years.
Swung on. Hit out to center field. That ball will get down for a hit. McDonald sends the runner, so the Canes will get back on the board again here in the bottom of the 5th inning as a single for Shea and an RBI.
Shea is sophomore, so we still got him for a few more years.
Talked to Josh McDonald, said Shea does all the right things, works hard.
Good attitude.
Probably worked away. I mean, obviously he's hitting today. He got in the game yesterday. Having a decent game today. As Jamar steps up to the plate, got runners on the corners with 2 outs. 14-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Canes have got to work hard and pull off a miracle. Ooh, as the ball's fouled and hit. I don't know what kind of car that is, but may have a little hail damage. Looks like one's a Chevrolet.
Alabama plates.
Jamar swing and miss for strike 2. So quickly Jamar down in the count 0-2. Jamar on the left-hand side of the plate. Ball low in the dirt. Runners hold. Down 14-2, you're not going to do anything crazy on the base pass, especially with Jamar up there. We got to chip away. Still some outs left for the Hurricanes, so it's not over till it's over, Scott.
Mm-mm. And there's plenty of time. We had this was the same score we had for a while last night, 14-2.
Henderson looks in for the sign, the stretch, the pitch. Ball 2. Fastball misses high. A little bit lower. Jamar send that over there to the Storm Dome.
Wind has completely died here tonight, Ryan.
Thank
Lights
goodness.
on, getting a little cooler.
Swung on straight up the chimney there. Second baseman calls for it for out number 3. So the Canes go down, but not so quietly. They did pick up 1 run, so we're only down 12, Scott. So we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Good guys are down 14-2.
On the Sports Search Network. Brooks McDonald stays in there to pitch. Pinch hitting for the Warhawks right now, number 24, Kyle Corey. Kyle Corey from Schaumburg, Illinois, comes to Auburn Montgomery from Parkland College. He's a catcher, 6 foot tall, 200 pound, junior. Takes ball number 1. Able to put on my shirt between innings.
You look good. I like the logo.
No, thank you. I thought it turned out pretty good. Two and 0. Ryan, you think we have 12 more runs in us?
Of course we do.
I think we do too.
Just got to figure out a way to manufacture them, get them in there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
These guys can fight. We've seen that before. Nothing's impossible.
Good many fans here tonight wanting to see a big comeback for my Hurricanes. Strike. Makes count 3-1.
Scott, you really look good in that.
Thank you. If I can just get me some yoga pants like you to wear with it, man, that's what I need. Think what they call that back in our days, spandex.
Spandex. It's kind of coming back.
It is, I know.
I don't think they call them spandex. I see these college girls and some of these. I think my wife's got a pair of these pants that look, see, tight.
Yep.
They're
You know, I'll tell you. There's a story I want to tell you about spandex breeches between innings.
Okay, you gonna tell me off the air?
Off the air. That back when I was a security guard at Six Flags.
What job hadn't you had, Scott?
I've had it all, brother.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know.
And then how did in the world did you get into appraising? You went from Delta,
mm-hmm.
and you know we got some phone calls last night from Delta.
Did you? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to be a sponsor.
Well, we're trying to sweet talk them.
Okay. Well, good. Let's go ahead and set the hook on them. But no, I was a Six Flags security guard also. That had some rather colorful stories. But yeah, remind me to tell you that spandex one off the air.
I would love to hear it. And, you know, with you being a security guard, you and Mike Leader got a little bit in common.
How so?
Well, Leader was a bouncer in college.
You're kidding me.
Nope. He sure was.
Must have been a chick bar.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever seen Mike Leader get fired up. But he'll put the fear of God in you.
I bet he will.
Ask some of these guys. Oh, I'll say anything to Leader while he's standing right here. You don't know me very good, Eric. Matter of fact, I can't remember the story how you met Jody, but it was something along those lines.
Something had to do with a restraining order and something, I forget.
I noticed our soccer coach left half of his spaghetti.
That's why he looks like he does and we look like we do.
That's exactly right. He knows when to say no.
Single to left field puts runners at first and second with nobody out.
So Josh McDonald's going to make a trip to the mound, and with that, he's going to go to the bullpen, it looks like, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back here on the Surge Sports Network. That's good, Will. Good to see you, Will. We're back, Scott, just talking to some of our golf players here on the GSW golf team. Want to congratulate them on a fourth-place finish at Greenwood, I guess, Country Club. What is it, Greensboro? Greenwood. That's what I said. There were 22 teams in that tournament, and we finished fourth. So that was Lander's tournament. Vinny finished second, our All-American golfer. So pretty good. And from my understanding, as there's a ball hit. Oh, what a flip by Beta.
3.
Good play by Beta right there. Good gracious. Hey, flashing the leather. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Where's my
Hayden Martin comes in to pitch. Gets him to ground into a double play. Runner at third now with 2 outs.
But, Scott, to touch a little bit more on our golf team, I mean, they are always going to the to the tournament. A lot of regional teams were in this tournament up there. Lander was hosting the tournament, and I believe we beat all of them but Newberry. So
how about that?
Some of the tournaments we're in, the fields that they play in, I think we finished, I want to say 13th in the last tournament or something before there, and still gained ground nationally. That's how tough some of these teams are that we're playing against in a lot of these tournaments. The field's very, very good. Darcy, he goes after these tough tournaments with good play there. So congratulations to Coach Darcy Donaldson and our golf team finishing fourth.
New pitcher Hayden Martin in there from Woodstock, Georgia. 5'11" sophomore from River Ridge High School. Count 3-0, has 2 outs. Runner at third, thanks to the double play from Beta to Mamadas.
Beta and Mamadas, you know, they're getting a little tighter out there, a little closer. So
that's right.
They're starting to learn each other a little better. But that was a good play right there by Beta. Probably one of the best plays I've seen thus far this year out here.
Count 3-1
on the infield.
Ball 4, runners at the corner now. Number 21, Davis Dunn from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And, Scott, I missed your spandex story, so you're going to have to tell it to me off the air. I know I was talking to some of our golfers.
I told it to our scoring committee.
Auburn Montgomery coach there what the relationship is with him and the umpire out there. I don't know. We saw you hugging the umpire. Oh, how about that? Oh, yeah. Well, you hadn't needed any special favors from him, so you're off the hook now with it being 14-2. Well, it's good to see y'all having fun out there.
That will do us. We're going in the top of the 6th inning, down 14-2. Hunter Foster steps in there to face Micah Henderson. No pressure at all on Foster.
See if Foster's listening to your advice before the game.
I told him, short to the ball and long through it. That's what I said to him.
And listen, if you hear a lot of ruckus going on up here, after this inning, you will know that I have struck Cole upside the head. I've been requesting a song for the last 5 innings, and he's yet to play it.
You know what I requested from him? Jambalaya by Hank Williams Sr., and you would have thought I requested some gangster rap song from him. Like
Not that there's anything wrong
No,
with that.
no, but he was like, I'm on a short leash here with this song list. I'm like, Hank Williams Sr., Jambalaya? Man, I played that in high school football games. Come on, player.
And listen, Scotty's on a short leash. What are we being broadcast? How are we broadcasting right now? It's called what? YouTube.
Freedom. Yes.
Can't we YouTube any of this music that you so-called don't have?
Yeah.
Or you just, hey, why are you so reluctant to play our songs, Cole?
He does not want the fans to have a good time. That's the only thing I can figure.
I guess so.
I'm a good PA announcer, man. I'm good. That'll be fine. There you go. What'd I tell you? Short to the ball and long through it.
Long, baby.
Look at there. I'll go ahead and give that hit to Hunter Foster, but put an asterisk by it.
It's a solid base hit by Foster.
Matthew Mamata steps in there with no outs. Hunter Foster leans off at first. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Coach Ben Hicks is here again tonight, supporting the Canes. Out playing with the kids, throwing the tennis ball, trying to find him a young recruit to come back to Southwestern and
play a
little round ball with him.
We had one here last night that would have thrown the ball with him. Henderson checks a runner back to first. Foster, he got to respect Foster's speeds, what he's got to do.
Foster he's got great wheels. Want to wish our Lady Canes a safe trip home as they played Middle Georgia today. Came on the short side of the stick. 2 close ball games, but lost both of them. Won 3-1 the first game, or lost the first game 3-1 as there's
line drive. He almost misjudged that one.
He almost did.
He did, but he didn't. He caught it. So one out.
And the Lady Canes came up short 5-1 in the second game, but overall record 20-14, very respectable, especially in this conference we're in.
Tyler Summerall, Soperton, Georgia, Troutland County native.
Summerall got some action last night, a little PT last night.
Is that Summerall? Is that who that is? Okay, good. I want to make sure. These 50-year-old eyes ain't quite what they used to be. Takes strike one. Strike two. He had to think about that one for a little bit. I tell you, it's like we're playing in a desert, man. Sun's shiny and nice in the afternoon and freezing cold at night, man.
A little chilly, and you and I are well insulated.
We are. You wouldn't think. I mean, you sit there and think about these folks that don't have the famine protection layer.
Cole's probably about to freeze to death.
He is. That umpire enjoyed calling that strike three a little too much for my taste.
Well, he's trying to stay in character.
I guess he is. Number 10, Bradley Huff, up to bat.
I can tell you this, though. If Cole's freezing, I'm going to warm him up if he don't play my song during this next inning.
He keeps acting like he's forgetting, but I understand if somebody got him on a short leash with the music, but he should know the two of us would not lead him astray.
We won't lead you astray, Cole.
We're trying to make this an ultimate fan experience, and he just wants to throw water on them.
Cold water.
Yes, cold water. We're trying to make this enjoyable to fans, hit all genres of music. Peanut butter jelly time, that's a fan favorite when I do it at high school football games. Usher, that's a good one.
Micklig loves peanut butter jelly time, and I don't. Where'd Micklig go?
Well, you know what a good time to play peanut butter jelly time? When you're going to do the little pitch for the concession stand. When you say, hey, I'll play it in the background. I'm telling people, go to the concession stand.
Ooh. I didn't mean to. Strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 person on base. Ball inside. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Scott, we still hovering around the 52 mark?
Let me look and see. We are 52 watching. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
It's locked up.
Thanks for staying with us.
Thank you all. Yes, yeah. It's oh, here we go. He's sending him foul ball.
Well, full count. He's going to be running.
Peanut Gallery next to us wants to take our seats, Ryan, and have their shot at it one time.
There's an age limit on this. This set, Scott.
A lot of people, they look at this, they think I could do that, but they don't realize the prep time that goes in this, the skill set that you got to bring to the table.
I don't know about you. I get in front of the mirror and
I
practice.
do. I watch. I mean, this hair don't grow on these ears just by accident. I mean, this is something you got to have.
And we'll be back and you'll find out if Cole played my song or not as soon as we get back. We're going to the bottom of the 7th, Canes Steel Trail.
Aaron Hill steps in there. To face Hayden Martin.
Cole redeemed himself that inning, ladies and gentlemen. My request was Justin Timberlake, Say Something. And featuring Chris Stapleton that day. You got to love that. Give us a thumbs up if you like that song. Watch the thumbs blow up, Scott.
Mm-hmm. But won't play my Jambalaya by Hank Williams Sr.
Oh, he's got to.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Hill steps in there, utility player from Hoover, Alabama, by way of comes to Auburn, Montgomery, by way of Shelton State Community College. 6 foot, 190-pound senior. Has got an 0-1 count. Works them to 1-1. Well, that's what's on the board out there. I hope, because I was looking down at the roster. I could be wrong on the count. That was a strike. I feel quite certain we have 2 strikes.
2-2
blue,
count.
2-2. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. 2-2.
They'll keep you safe. They pay him big money down there, Scott. He'll keep us straight.
Yeah.
He's probably flirting with your salary.
Yes, I'm sure.
For this broadcast.
I'm telling you. High foul ball back towards our right side behind the Warhawk dugout.
You know,
I don't know,
tell you
man.
what, if he bought, how many golf balls does he have to buy, Scott?
I don't know. How many have you sold? How many golf balls? No, I'm 2.
He sold 2. So if you sell 10, you get to do it.
I'll let him take my seat in the next inning, Ryan. See how that goes. What you think? And I'll do the PA announcing. No, you're saying no.
I don't want to. I don't want to answer to the higher powers.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, we might. Yeah. See, we might get in trouble with that.
I told you, leader was a bouncer, didn't I?
Yeah, and Mick League's not here to make sure we don't violate any NCAA rules. Ball 4, walk. You know what I tell my son's middle school team? I tell them, when you walk a batter, you don't give your defense a chance.
That's it. That's brilliant. That is brilliant, Scott. What, did you find that in a book or?
Just little
or just
baseball cliches. Yeah, baseball cliches I come up with, you know. I think next game I'm going to pick out a batter and give him some batting advice. Tell him to throw the knob at the ball.
Some more good advice from Scott Westbrook.
You know, I mean, this out here, you know, a lot of people go and pay, you know, $55, $65 an hour for that kind of advice.
All these coaching clinics?
Yeah, I give it for free. Foul ball. I think that might have been off somebody's mask. Jacob might have got stung with that one. Jacob's had a.
That's not Jacob.
It's not. Who is that? Is it Cole?
That's Cole.
I'm sorry. Well, Jacob
that's all right.
He got a stay of execution on that one.
Well, you got me here to help you, Scott.
Thank you. Cole skipped that one off his mask. Didn't listen. What was it? I'm sorry, Colby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't help you good enough.
Y'all ain't helping me out at all, man. I'm telling you. Well. That was a strike, but he called it a ball, wasn't it? Was it?
It's 1-1.
Okay. Have we ever gone over the infield fly rule with our listeners, our viewers, Ryan?
Well, I don't think so, but
why don't you explain it to them?
Why don't we wait till we get enough runners on base to have the infield fly rule in effect?
Okay, we'll do that.
Let's hope we don't get to that point.
No, that's true. That's true. You know, I there is, well, that's a damaged something right there.
Yeah, we send them a bill.
Mm-hmm. North Georgia still has not repaired our building behind us.
And, you know, you would think they made some money in that tournament. They could send us some money our way.
Well, if they can coat the top of their something at their school with gold, you would think that, you know, they can send us a check to fix our metal building behind us that they dented with a foul ball. All that federal military money they get up there. Two balls, 2 strikes. He can. He swung, and somebody was on first base, so he cannot.
That's
he cannot
right.
run. Everybody in the dugout. Do I need to go explain that rule to the Auburn Montgomery dugout?
It sounds like it.
Because they all streaming like their hair's on fire.
Well, you never know. They may have been just trying to entice our catcher to get back there and make a throw.
I don't know. Perhaps.
Scott, I believe we said this last night, but it's 2 touchdowns to a safety.
It is. It is. It gets difficult to see my roster as the sun goes down.
If we could get another slit right here in our roof,
yes,
I think we'd get us enough light in here where we could see.
I need to get. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me one of those little headlight things.
I have some there. We got some at Parker's.
Do you?
Yeah,
well,
some of the guys do.
All right, bring it. Bring it. We do. We do. We've said that ourselves. We
starting to get a little frisky down the line, aren't we, Scott?
They apparently they don't know who they messing with.
I don't think so.
We old school.
You know, we got these baseball players up here helping us DJ.
Yes.
Or halfway doing some DJing going on.
Scoreboard. I have one of them supposed to be PA announcing. I hadn't heard him announce anybody.
I hadn't heard him say anything. He's more worried about getting on the radio with us.
He's wanting our job. He's wanting my cushion seat.
The only one not saying anything down there is Mix. See, he's doing a good job keeping that scoreboard going for us.
Mix paying attention with his new scoreboard. Strike 3. So he makes the long walk to the dugout.
Scott got a little fire in him right there.
Well, somebody's got to.
I don't know how you get through the game up here not eating supper this early for you, Scott.
Well, I had those peanut M&Ms. And,
will that hold you over?
Well, you know, I conditioned for years to be able to skip a meal or two. Hunter Hillier, infielder, 5'10", 180-pound junior. Strike 1.
Have you got your request in the cold for the next inning? Oh, okay. Now I tell you, they're getting frisky down here.
I want you to watch the fans. We liable to have a ride on our hands when we play this song between innings.
Think they'll clear the benches?
I believe everybody will go, all right, finally somebody up there with a bit of music.
With some skills.
That song you played last inning, it sounded like a bunch of coyotes knotted together, man.
Easy now.
It did.
Easy
I'm not kidding.
I enjoyed that song. You
Well,
did not get to hear the entire song, Scott.
I guess. I was hoping. Yeah, we didn't get to the chorus.
I mean, who don't like Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton, man? I guess you.
I've never heard either one of them.
Well, and you lived in Alabama all this time?
I'm just kidding. I've heard of both of them. I'm more of a 60s, 70s, 80s fan person. Yeah. I do like T-Pain. I do. I do. I do. 500. I like that song. See, they didn't think I knew a T-Pain song.
Tell them the challenge is the
Strike
Kings
3.
Get out.
Get ready for some good music. Sorry you fans on YouTube won't hear it.
Jamison Wilkes.
Jamison Wilkes stands in there after we had a old-fashioned hoedown between innings.
Scott's got new life, ladies and gentlemen.
Cole's our hero tonight.
Cole has really stepped up his game.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
So, Mom, you'd be proud of Cole tonight. Not that you're not proud of him every
You'd be
night,
more
but you'd
proud.
be extraordinarily
More
proud of Cole tonight.
We've got that. I tell you, that song got that pitcher a little rattled.
Got him a little rattled. Scott made comment that watch us score 9 runs this inning after playing a little Hank.
Hank Williams Sr. It has rattled that pitcher to a 2-0 count.
We are taking requests for songs during it. Will Peterson's here with us today. Will, you got any requests between innings? Give us something.
Usher?
Yeah. Look, Cole's on the roll. He's taking good instruction.
Ball 4.
There's a good start, Scotty.
I'm telling you.
Batting number 32, Kobe Hall.
Kobe Hall steps in there.
Got a little activity down in the Hurricane Bullpen. Can you gentlemen tell me who that is down in the Hurricane Bullpen? Can y'all? Jacob Brown started last night for us. I thought he did. Yeah. We have good. We got some pretty good spotters up here, Scott.
We do. Hank Williams Sr. has rattled that pitcher. He cannot find the strike zone.
Yeah. You know, it's a little bit of that psychology. You know how you go to some of the.
Look at that.
I think Notre Dame has got the visiting locker room painted pink to keep them.
Yeah.
You know, so they're not so aggressive in there.
I know when he's throwing his warm-up pitch, he's thinking, "What are they playing? I have never heard such a fly song being played between innings." Well, 3-1. Henderson.
I'm going to tell you something, though, Scott. If we score 9 runs and Cole plays anything other
than Hank Williams,
he will
yep.
probably – we'll have to call the trainer up here and see about him.
Count matches Mr. Hall's number, 3-2.
We hate Mr. Mamadas missed that song. I bet he would have enjoyed that song.
Oh, how about that? All right. 3-2. Off the helmet. He's
so Jason just like that, Scott, we got 2 runners on at the top of the lineup.
I think we have a new rally song. Leadoff batter Jason Beta steps in there. Face Henderson. Henderson gone a little wild on the first 2 batters. See if he settles down for Mr. Beta.
He's got almost throws a slurve, really.
That was a knuckle slurve. You don't see that pitch thrown much in this century. More of an early 1920s pitch. Not since the Chicago Black Sox scandal. So you've seen those pitches thrown. We got to come up with 500. Count 2-0 to Beta. Ryan.
Yes, sir.
He can't find the strike zone, brother.
He sure can't, Scott.
Well, I'm thinking
they got the bullpen brewing
if he don't
there.
find the strike zone, I predict they're going to take an outfielder out and put an extra catcher in.
Well, he's got plenty of room to work out there. We'll see what kind of patience the coach has for Auburn Montgomery. So Auburn Montgomery's coach is going to take a slow walk to the mound, and as he walks out to the mound, we'll take a short break. You're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Number 29, Jeremiah Barnett, steps in there for that rather lengthy visit to the mound. Ball one.
You know, Scott, it's amazing to me how we've inspired some of these guys out here to maybe entertain the notion to get into sports broadcasting.
And that's it. We make it look so easy.
I mean, really.
You know, when you're good at something, anytime I've seen anybody that was a true professional, good at what they did, they make it look easy.
Well, and these kids up here, I mean, young men rather.
Yes.
You know.
Ooh, man, that was that knuckle slurve again, but it found the inside corner that time.
But these gentlemen up here really feel like they can show us up a little bit. You know, 20 years from now, they'll have a chance.
Oh man. 6. 4. Fielder's choice scores a run. Runners at the corners. 14-3 with one out.
Couple good sticks back-to-back coming up here, Scott. And I tell you what, we've hit the ball hard a couple of times, just been right to somebody,
That's right.
especially with runners on base.
Didn't Mamadas hit one, straight up the middle, and
couldn't
they
hit
had
it
it
any
shaded
harder.
towards
Yep.
shortstop was shaded towards second.
Almost hit him on the bounce. I don't know what the umpire – well, I thought he was going to send him his way to first.
I did too. That happens to me every once in a while when I'm throwing my kid batting practice. And
Gets away from you a little bit.
It does sometimes. So I'm, happens to the best of us.
You normally throw batting practice 60 feet, 6 inches? Or
No. I normally get a tee and put it on the tee. That's what I do. That's the batting practice. My 50-year-old shoulder just don't quite do like
That's all yours, 50?
Yeah, believe it or not. And the waist also. I'm telling you what, there was a certain Hank Williams Jr. song. If there's a coach out there that's watching this game and wants to rattle a pitcher on the Auburn Montgomery staff, we know the song to do it.
We may need to claim fame to that.
Mm-hmm.
If some way we could double copyright or, have some sort of copyright.
Sell the information. Sell the information. I mean, if somebody pays $500,000 to get their kid in USC, what are they going to pay for some scouting reports?
Why not? On what music to play at the baseball game.
That's right. Oh, that was a very generous strike call by the umpire.
Has he thrown all curveballs to Jamar thus far?
Oh, these guys that won't be in our seat over here, they won't answer your question when you ask them. Look at there. Ball 4.
They're supposed to help us spot up here.
Hunter Foster steps into bat. Hunter Foster from Hazelhurst, Georgia. Our 6'2" freshman outfielder, Jeff Davis High School. Got some semi-pro hitting instruction prior to the game. I don't blame. I'd have taken that pitch too.
He's going to see a steady diet of curveballs. It looks like Jamar never saw a fastball that I know of. That's the second curveball back-to-back.
He doesn't have a lot of faith in his fastball, does he? You think that's it, or?
I don't know. That's 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm. Two balls, one strike. One out, bases juiced for our Hurricanes. Hunter Foster up to bat.
4 curveballs in a row, Scott.
You know, there was a time when Phil Necro would throw that knuckleball and get a 3-0 count and have to rely on his fastball. Ball 4.
5 curveballs in a row, and I believe that's all he threw Jamar.
And that one called strike, I think, was rather just.
And that's going to do it for him. And Auburn Montgomery is going to make a call to the bullpen. And we'll take another short break, and you're listening to the Surge Sports Network.
Foot tall. William Gibson brought into pitch, right-handed pitcher, 6 feet tall, 170-pound senior from Eufaula, Alabama, out of Lakeside High School. Gets Matthew Mamadas to chase the first pitch strike. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Little life back in that Canes dugout over there, Scott.
Line drive to right field, maybe enough for our runner at third to tag and score. Sacrifice fly. Runners advanced from second to third, but runner at first stayed since it was in right field. We're just 9 runs down. We are knocking at the door, Ryan.
They scored 9 in 1 inning. Why can't we, Scott?
That's right.
Or 9 more, rather.
That's right. Some are all foul tips. Strike 1. William Gibson gets a sign. Ooh, delivers and hits Mr. Summerall.
Now batting number 10, Bradley Huff.
2 outs. Bases loaded. Bradley Huff stands in there. Huff digs in. Gets ready. Ball high and away. Huff stands in there. Gibson gets ready to deliver. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Gibson's kind of got a unique delivery, doesn't he?
He does. It's a little. It's tough to get the timing down on something like that. He's in his windup before you know it. That ball is out of his hand.
Get through
fell
there.
down. Yeah, I think that's going to.
Oh, good play by the shortstop.
Safe.
Way to put the ball in play. Shortstop made a good play. Keep the ball in the infield. Probably saved another run from scoring. But nevertheless, we score another run, Scott.
He's 2 out rallies.
Chipping away.
Yes, sir. 22, Jamison Wilkes, sophomore from Paulding County, Georgia, North Paulding High School, digs in.
Wilkes has been hitting the ball hard tonight. Get over his head.
Left fielder on his horse. Did he make the catch? He did, for out number 3. I think there was a little bit of disbelief, but Auburn is coming to the dugout. But so we'll go to the top of the next inning. Score 4 runs, score 14-6.
Now batting number 24.
Yeah, Hayden
Kyle
Martin.
Corey.
Hayden Martin was the last pitcher. Jacob Brown in there to pitch for the Hurricanes. Grounds out to our first baseman. Ground covering first, out number 1.
Way to get over there. You know, there's a saying over there at first base, and you kind of almost saw that. There's an old saying a coach taught me. I never played first base, but I'd always pay attention when I could.
Now batting number
If it's slow, let it go. If it's hot, give it a shot. But if it's slow and you get over there, that pitcher better be over there trying to cover. So good job.
You need to share that with them probably pregame next time to our infielders. Infielders, pitchers, gather them around.
Yeah, slow, let it go. Hot, give it a shot.
Slow let it go is really on our, like, we have a sheet that shows our rhythms, and that's on slow and low, let it go.
0-2 count. Jacob Brown delivers. Ooh. I believe Kobe thought that was probably a strike. He held it for that umpire for a second, but count 1-2. Jacob Brown, freshman, 6'3", from Dallas, Georgia. Strikes out. Auburn Montgomery batter. Takes the long walk to the dugout for out number 2.
Very good start for Brown.
Now batting number 36, Connor Daniels.
36, Connor Daniels stands in there to bat from Springville, Alabama. Redshirt sophomore. 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. It's a hot shot just out of reach of Mr. Beta for a single into right field. Jonathan Martin fields it cleanly. Feeds it back in.
Now batting number
Jacob
15,
Brown
Casey Anderson.
walks the ball back to the mound.
You know, Scott, the good thing about Auburn Montgomery, they're going to gain an hour going back home.
That's right. That's
How
right.
about that?
That's it. Won't be so bad. It's only like
Won't
a
be so bad.
no 2.5 hour drive maybe.
I got y'all just on next.
if you'll notice the umpire, that's a sign of a good umpire. I mean, the catcher takes it on the mask. I've seen him do this several times during the game when catcher gets hit awkwardly or whatever. Umpire take his time, get out there to the mound, and let the catcher get his breath.
Number 15, Casey Henderson, 180 pounds, 6'1" junior from Montgomery, Alabama. Right-handed batter. Gets ready for the 1-0 delivery. Count is 1-1 now after taking a strike just in the inside corner.
Brown, pretty decent velocity. 87, 88.
He's got him to ground into a play and struck out a batter so far this inning. They've only really got one good hit on him. Counts 2-2 with 2 outs. Well, are we about to be in the 7th inning stretch? Are we?
I think we're getting a little past that, Scott.
Oh, are we? I got my eyes are playing tricks on me. Are we?
We're in the top of the 8th.
Oh man, we missed the 7th inning stretch.
You did.
Oh, okay. All right. That's it. I black out from time to time,
Yeah,
right?
That's okay.
I just black
That's
out.
quite all right. I got
Man.
plenty of friends that do that.
Oh. I'm relying on my scoreboard down there, and the numbers are starting to run together. Without Micklig here, man, we're driving blind. Ball 4 puts
Now batting number 21, Davis Dunn.
the Auburn Montgomery batter on the bag. Got runners at first and second with 2 outs.
I don't know if I was asking the guys, Timberlake hadn't seen any action. He didn't see any action last night. He may get in there next inning and get some work. So, Mr. Timberlake, if you're watching, is that Timberlake in the bullpen down there? That's not Timberlake. Okay. So, we'll see.
Foul ball. Straight back into the screen. Brown delivers, fouls it back again.
So, Scott, you and I talked about a lot of things last night. I know we're not running out of things to talk about.
We got off the tracks a couple times last night, too.
We did.
That's it. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if Micklig deleted that game.
Good pitch.
Right, 3. He goes, takes that one, gets the backward K as he walks back to the dugout. Bottom of the 8th coming up. We like to thank the
We-
like to thank the 7 viewers we picked up between innings. They must be suspecting a barn burner here. These last inning and a
They
half.
know these Hurricanes don't quit, Scott.
No, sir. We had a good last inning. We'll put another good one here and good one in the ninth. And
I tell you, this gentleman pitching right here, we said it, he's got a unique delivery. A short stride, and then almost, I guess, comes – I don't know, just looks like that arm goes on forever.
he looked. What was that pitcher for the Cubs? He used to about fall down every time he pitched. Was it Mitch Williams? Was that who it was back in? You remember him?
Wild thing?
Wasn't it Mitch Williams? Remember he was
He
just
was
about,
with the Phillies.
But he was with the Cubs too, wasn't he? One time. I think
Maybe,
he was.
I
I
don't
think
know.
you're right. I remember him with the Phillies, but I thought he was with the Cubs. We're gonna have to look him up on the interwebs between
The
innings.
interwebs.
And
Yeah.
see what it was. But I believe it was this kid right here. He throws so hard he about falls down. Which but hey, it works.
And it's probably
Now batting number 13, Jason Baker.
it's one of those what you'd call sneaky fast.
Yes.
I mean, that thing just gets in there on you pretty
don't-
quick. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to – but that thing just shoots in that strike zone. I mean, just what they'd call sneaky fast.
I would think it was kind of an unorthodox delivery. Kind of messes up your timing a little bit too as a batter. Jason Beta steps in there. Ball outside. Beta in there with 1 out. Base is empty. Ball 2. They just ignored when I requested it's raining men between innings. They just ignored me.
Well, Cole hears what he wants to hear sometimes.
He does. Yeah. No, nothing. We're not talking about
We're
you,
not
Cole.
talking about you, Cole.
We're focused on the game. Ball 3.
Beta trying to get something started for the Hurricanes here.
Yes, sir. That was just a bit high and outside.
Just a tad.
I'm glad Beta laid off that one, decided not to swing at it.
I don't know how he did.
Jeremiah Barnett, Glenville, Georgia, Tattnall County, decides he's going to dig in there. 6'3", tall, good-looking kid. Takes strike 1.
Where'd you say he's from?
Glenville, Tattnall County. My wife has some relatives in Tattnall County who are Church of God preachers. I think the town is called Uvalde.
Uvalde
is the name of the town in Tattnall County. We go to a family reunion every year in Millen, Georgia, down in that part of the state.
Y'all still do family reunions? You know, that's kind of a you don't hear about many family reunions anymore. Or some families do, obviously, but we used to do one on my wife's side. Hadn't been to a family reunion in years.
Well, I go to them, but the last one we went down there in Millen for that part of the family. I don't think they're going to invite us back. Let me tell you what went down. Ball 2, counts 2-2, 1 out. Beta at first. You may not realize this, but I make a pretty good pound cake, Ryan. I eat a pretty good one too, but I make one.
Do you really?
Yes, but let me tell you, I made a good. I mean, it was one of the prettiest pound
Cream
cakes.
cheese?
Yeah, I make a cream cheese pound cake. It's my favorite. I like a chocolate pound cake, and I sent my daughter a recipe when she comes home. We're gonna make a key lime pound cake.
Well, I hope you bring some out here and
I
share
will.
it with us.
I will. But I made it was one of the prettiest cream cheese pound cakes I have ever made, and I took it to that family reunion.
Get through there, Ball.
That's gonna be ooh man! I just knew that was gonna be a hit.
Good play by the second baseman.
Yeah. Out number 2.
Now batting number 20,
Runner advances.
Jonathan Martin.
Jonathan Martin stands in there, our right fielder from Irwin County, Georgia. But anyway, I set that cake up, cut it, set it right next. Well, one of the matriarchs of the family had made a pound cake too and set hers next to mine. let's just say I went back home with about 1/4 of the pound cake. She went home with about 3/4 of hers.
Shut your mouth.
Yes.
You hurt her feelings.
I guess I did. But hey, let me tell you, I didn't realize it was a competition.
Well, hey, it is now.
Yeah, that's right.
You set the trend.
But let me tell you when I started, and you file this away. You got daughters. My daughter, you look for things as a dad to kind of do with your kids and do your daughters. I told my wife one time, and this was my daughter's maybe, 11, 12 years old. I said, I'm going to teach her to make a pound cake. And we started cooking pound cakes. We'd cook them on Sunday afternoon, and then we'd start cooking them when somebody was sick or, there was like a family reunion or something. My daughter can cook a good pan, but that was a good bonding time for us to get out there and cook together. So much so that by the time her junior year of high school, she asked for a KitchenAid mixer for her Christmas present.
How about that?
So she's got a KitchenAid mixer, and I sent her a recipe today. Here, I may just show you this, Ryan. You'll get a kick out of this while we're waiting on this next pitch to be delivered.
Foul down the right field line.
Look at this. At 9:59 this morning, 10 a.m., I've sent this key lime pound cake with key lime cream icing on it, cream cheese icing on it.
Oh,
look at
that looks delightful.
That's exactly what she said. Look there. I said, let's make one next time you come home.
Yeah, that'll be good. I know you're looking forward to it.
Yep.
And
a little bit of showboating.
A juggling catch by the catcher.
They don't have to showboat like that.
For out number 3. So
we go to the top of the 9th.
Going to the top of the 9th, the Canes are down 14-6. I can't see it.
Just like the person that stays late to the auction gets the best deal, we want to thank our 59 viewers. You get to see the first collegiate start of who, Ryan? Tell us about him.
Jonathan Martin from Irwin County. Jonathan's he did pitch a little bit, a good bit in high school. Pretty good pitcher in high school. Jonathan throws the ball pretty hard from the left-hand side. I think he did.
What do we call?
So what did he call it? I couldn't see him.
Mm-hmm. Well, the umpire yelled like his hair was on fire. Did he go? But then he didn't tell us if he went or not. I'm assuming he didn't. I'm going to just wait and see.
But Scott, as
He went that
Jonathan
time.
goes to the hill, Clark moves out to right field.
Cole Clark,
Played center field for us last night.
Hunter
And
Foster's absence.
I tell you what, you don't miss any wheels with Clark out there because he can fly. As so can Jonathan Martin and Foster.
And Young and Westbrook. Ball fouled away. That one sounded a little too close. Aaron Hill, Hoover, Alabama, digs in there. The 1-2 count. Two and two, we think.
I did talk to Martin. Martin threw a bullpen, I believe. He was down in the pen earlier this week. So Lamoth they've had him down there working a little bit. He hadn't had much work down there in the bullpen, to my knowledge, this year. So I think they just got him out there this week, starting to work a little bit. So
Records his first strikeout.
So a good start for his pitching debut here for the Hurricanes.
Hill takes the long way to the dugout.
And there's one thing about Martin. Martin, you've watched him. He's a competitor now. He's going to give it his all no matter what he's doing, whether he's pitching,
Whittling,
cuddling.
Ball one.
I'm not sure what if I think I talked to him the other day. He's got 3 pitches. I think he throws a slider, fastball, changeup. And I tell you, it's asking a lot to come in. I mean, you hadn't worked on that stuff. He's a junior this year, so he hadn't pitched in 3 years. I don't think he's pitched at all either, playing summer ball at all.
Not too bad for an outfielder.
Well, I would say it's kind of like riding a bike, but it's not.
No, it's a whole. I mean, while Irwin County faces some stiff competition, Single A Georgia high school baseball and Division II college baseball are significantly different.
Just a tad.
Ball low. Ron, what you gonna have for supper tonight?
Well, I was just thinking that myself, Scott. I don't know.
It's 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. So, not everywhere may have the freshest of menu. Hits the top of the screen.
I may go see what I can dig out of the pantry.
Well, I'm not sure what I'm going to eat, but I can assure you it's probably going to be fried.
Gizzard? Too late for gizzard.
Too late for gizzard. That's too heavy this late at night. I ate at Roman Oven today for lunch. Had the wings and things.
Roman Oven, a proud sponsor of GSW Athletics. I tell you, have you eaten at Walking Wings?
You know what? I may go there tonight.
It's good.
I've heard it's good, and not only that, I've also heard the place is spotless.
It's very clean.
Peter
Lee, who played golf here at Georgia Southwestern, he and his family own that restaurant. And Peter, I don't know what time they close now, Scott. So, but I tell you, I eat off that wok, the chicken and rice. They got cabbage. Oh, it's good. So you folks listening in, I know there's plenty of Canes fans listening. When you're in town, stop by Walking Wings and try them out.
It's on Lee Street, that neighborhood, that strip center right there at Lee, and I don't know what that other street is.
Yeah, it'd be on North Lee Street.
Yeah, North Lee Street, just past the square, just past downtown, past Forsyth, on your left, going north.
Keep going.
That's it.
Take a left.
One more block. Take a left. Used to be where King's Deli is. Was. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
You're on top of it in the late innings, Scott.
I know. Hey, I still got faith in these boys. They all standing up in the dugout. I'm right there with them.
I tell you, I know Martin's folks normally make it to most games, but I don't see them here, so I don't. Are they here?
It's a right smart drive from Irwin County.
I tell you what, Martin looks pretty good. It's going to be interesting to talk to Coach Lamoth and McDonald after the game, see what the plans may be with Jonathan Martin.
He may squeeze him way into a alternate closer role.
Well, he and Timberlake, that wouldn't be too bad. You got a lefty and a righty.
Yeah. Because he has dished 2 strikeouts.
And, you know, I asked Martin, did it bother him? I had a good friend of mine who ended up playing minor league ball with the Cubs. His name was Lance Tomberlin. Played at Irwin County, as a matter of fact, and he was a left-handed hitter just like Martin. Threw right-handed, though. And he –
I believe I call that ambidextrous.
Well, kind of, sort of.
All right.
But anyway, when he pitched, he hit a little differently. You know, I mean, he still was a tough hitter, but I mean, he could hit the stew out. He could hit the light side of the ball. Oh. So he checked his swing there. I thought he went around, but anyway, Lance did not. He hit differently, not quite as good. I asked Martin, did he ever deal with him? He said it didn't bother him. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. So the umpire's going to give him a 4th strike here. He went on that one.
So we got 2 outs, 2 strikeouts.
Yes.
Nobody's put the ball in play yet, Scott.
I tell you, Jonathan Martin's going to be talking a lot of smack in the locker room.
Show these pitchers how to do it.
He'll probably sit next to him, give him some pointers. What he would do if he was in their situation.
Well, he's got a lively arm, as you can always tell from right field. So
I think that Auburn University Montgomery bus has gotten a little presumptuous.
Love to see Martin strike the side out right here.
Yeah. I don't know if our pitching staff would.
Of course they do. They want to come in here and get this thing over with.
That's right.
Score some runs, and it wouldn't bother me if we go in the extra innings. I can order a pizza.
You know, let me tell you, I have built this body for a situation just like this.
Very impressive by Jonathan Martin right there, Scott, to come in first pitching experience or his debut in college and struck out the side. What a great outing by Martin.
Going to the bottom of the 9th.
15, Hunter Foster.
Hunter Foster steps in there to face a new pitcher, Todd Burkett. Burkett, a senior from Industry, Alabama. 5'11", 200 pounds. Right-handed pitcher and utility player listed on the roster. Wallace Selma Community College transfer. Score is 14-6, bottom of the ninth inning. Foul ball. Hunter Foster standing in there, ready for the delivery from Mr. Burkett. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Ryan, strike two. There are two players for Auburn Montgomery with the last name Burkett, number 12 and number 14, both seniors, both from Industry, Alabama. I'm going to think they may be twins.
That's probably a pretty good assumption.
Now batting number 7, Matthew Mamatis.
Short of the ball.
Well, Scott.
Mamatis steps in there, 1 out. Hoping he's got a 9-run hit in his bat.
You know, why you got a 3-point play in basketball. Why couldn't we figure out a 3-run play in baseball?
You can. You just have to have people on base. Yeah. But I mean, if you like stood up there and held the bat backwards, you know.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happened, you get like an extra base or something. You know, hands hit to the third baseman. Ooh, how about a little bobble right there?
So scored a throw an arrow on the.
Was it? Would you give it to the third baseman, or would you give it to the first baseman? One hopped him in there. I don't know. It was an E somebody.
Somebody made an error.
Yep, but that's all right.
How are you scoring that, Brian? On who? There you go.
First baseman, E3. Say, hey, let me tell you. I didn't know. I might not have told you this. I'm the official scorer for our middle school team.
I hold infielders to a higher standard. I think I want to see them make a good throw over there. not Auburn, Montgomery, though. Just Georgia Southwestern.
I know.
But give Mamatis credit for hustling down the line.
4. No. Fielder's choice. Gets the second out.
Number 10, Bradley Huff.
Huff stands in there, face Burkett. You know what's even more interesting? If these two young men are twins like I think they might be, one's a right-handed pitcher and the other's a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah,
imagine having that on a rotation in high school.
That is interesting.
I don't know that Industry, Alabama is that large of a town, so they could have.
You know, I think I'm going to get this right. I think this gentleman that I had heard, he's a little older than me, of course, but I think his last name was Hobby, and I think he played somewhere like in Turner County or somewhere. Mm-hmm. He was literally ambidextrous. He would throw one game right-handed and come back out there and throw another game left-handed.
Mm. How about that?
He's either from Tifton, and I may have the last name wrong. I can't remember. But I know there's been quarterbacks like that, too, that could roll out to the right and throw right-handed and roll out to the left and throw left-handed.
Mm.
Hard to defend that.
That is. That would mess you up as a defender. Ground ball, third baseman, goes to the second baseman, and that wraps us up. The score 14-6, midweek game against Auburn University Montgomery.
So a tough way last night and tonight for the Hurricanes, but they head to Young Harris this weekend check the schedule. I talked to Josh McDonald. They had talked about moving the game up to Friday due to weather. So, Hurricane fans, check the schedule. Support the Hurricanes on the road. So, for Scott Westbrook and Ryan Young, we'll see you next time here at Hurricane Field here in Americus, Georgia. Thanks for listening.